This is the new Volvo EX30, and in this video we're telling you everything you need to know about this all-new electric SUV, including how it's related to SHAHMEER and Polestar have been very busy releasing electric cars recently. Earlier this year, the Swedish brand unveiled the Volvo EX90, a 7-seat £100,000 electric SUV, and now the EX30 is the manufacturer's next fully electric offering. But it's at the other end of its lineup in terms of size and price. It's a fully electric SUV which is essentially a smart #1 underneath. You see, #1 is what you'll find underneath the new Volvo EX30. But on the outside, the EX30 clearly looks totally different from the #1 and features a number of familiar Volvo design cues, like the Thor hammer headlights and C-shaped taillights. But the EX30 is a bit different from other electric Volvos, because while cars like the XC40 Recharge have a closed-off front grille, the EX30 doesn't have a front grille at all. And don't worry, unlike the new Polestar 4, it looks like you will have a rear windscreen. But the question is, which do you think is the better looking car? The Volvo EX30 or the smart #1? Tell us in the comments below. The outside does feel very Volvo, and the inside does as well, but it still has a twist on some things. It has a very minimalist layout featuring a new 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is bigger than the 9-inch setup we've gotten used to in Volvo's other products. The software has been co-developed with Google and gets things like Google Maps and Google Assistant built in as standard. You also get wireless Apple CarPlay, as well as front and rear USB-C ports. Other luxuries fitted to every EX30 include dual-zone climate control, heating for the front seats and steering wheel, a wireless phone charging pad and a rear-view camera. Although it's a little surprising that the seats don't have adjustable lumbar support unless you upgrade from entry-level Plus trim to range-topping Ultra. In terms of space inside, you can expect an identical amount to what you find in the #1, which means impressively spacious rear seats given the relatively small footprint this car has compared to other electric SUVs. But because it's similar to the #1, it also means the boot will definitely be on the small side. Still, being based on the #1 is no bad thing at all. In fact, it's quite the contrary, because we've recently been able to test that car in the UK against its closest rivals, and it's proved to be one of the very best electric SUVs you can buy right now. And luckily for the EX30, the battery and electric motor options mirror exactly what is available with the very impressive #1. So that means the EX30 can be specified with a single 268 brake horsepower motor that powers the rear wheels, or with two motors for a total of 422 brake horsepower and four-wheel drive. However, while both are available with the same 64 kWh battery that you get in the #1, the lower-powered EX30 can also be ordered with a 49 kWh battery, bringing the price down. Of course, it also brings the range down, but this version can still officially cover 214 miles between charges. If that's not enough, the 64 kWh rear-wheel drive model gives you 298 miles, and even the crazy fast four-wheel drive range topper manages 286 miles. That model has a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 3.6 seconds, which is quicker than a Porsche 911 Carrera S can manage. In fact, even the 49 kWh and 64 kWh rear-wheel drive versions of the EX30 take only 5.7 seconds and 5.3 seconds respectively, embarrassing most hot hatches. As for charging speeds, the 49 kWh battery can take on electricity at a rate of up to 134 kilowatts, bringing it from 10 to 80% capacity in 26 minutes. And the 64 kWh battery requires just 2 minutes more if you can find a charger that supports its 153 kilowatt maximum rate. Charging from home via a 7 kilowatt wall box will take rather longer, as you'd expect, between 9.5 and 11.5 hours. You get an 11 kilowatt onboard charger as standard, but that goes up to a 22 kilowatt charger on range-topping models. The EX30 will be Volvo's cheapest electric car when it goes on sale and hits our roads early in 2024. The entry-level 49 kWh version will cost £33,795, going up to £38,545 for the rear-wheel drive 64 kWh model. slightly pricier than a comparable #1, but the four-wheel drive range-topping Porsche Slayer is slightly cheaper than its smart equivalent at £40,995. Compared to the wider electric car market, this isn't as cheap as an MG4 or MG ZS EV, but then hardly anything is. And the EX30 will still be competitive against other rivals like the Kia Niro EV and the BYD Atto 3. There's just 2 trim levels to choose from at launch, but it's already been announced that an entry-level core model will join the lineup in the future, which you'd imagine would lower the starting price further. And it's also been confirmed that from next year, the EX30 will be available as a cross-country version. Order books open in 2024, with production set to start later that year. We've seen lots of other cross-country Volvos over the years, and the EX30 cross-country will arrive with a similar off-road vibe to the models that have come before. That means it will get more ground clearance, 18 or 19-inch alloys, and lots of other off-road styling touches, like skid plates on the front, rear and side, and there's apparently special black panels on the front bumper and boot lid. Plus, you'll find a bonnet-mounted Swedish flag. And by the way, Volvo is promising that every version of the EX30 will live up to the Swedish brand's fantastic reputation when it comes to safety. The new electric SUV is said to feature a system as standard that looks out for cyclists, scooters or runners and alerts you if you're about to open your door in front of them. The driver assistance tech included with the car also now includes an updated self-parking system. So that is everything we know so far about the new Volvo EX30. If it can deliver all the positives of the smart #1, but with a Volvo twist on things, then this could be an absolutely fantastic new electric SUV. To make sure you see our full review of it as soon as we've driven it, subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think of the car in the comments below,